Thank you Explodo for supporting me at Ko-fi or Ko-fi. I have no idea how to pronounce that. If you want to support me and get my videos one day early, please follow the link below. Thank you all so much for watching and enjoy the video. Ranch of Rivershine is a single-player game for the PC that is being designed by Cozy Bee Games. Now, a month or so ago, the creator of Ranch of Rivershine, Eloise, was kind enough to share some information about this upcoming game that I want to share with you guys today, because I'm actually pretty damn excited about it. Most of you already know that this is a horse game, that it is set in the Wild West with really cute graphics. But as I've worked through the document, I've come to realize it's actually a pretty in-depth game with a slew of possibilities and a list of features planned. But don't take my word for it. Currently, the game has planned wild horses, quests, farming, a town you can explore, training, competitions, cross-country, pole bending and barrel racing, breeding, seasons, selling and buying horses, and the construction of your own ranch. Like I said, a lot of potential and a lot to look forward to. We're going to be exploring all of these elements as we continue into this video, but as with all of these in-progress games, I have to make it clear that these are all subject to change. We might not see all of these elements implemented, or we might see better elements implemented, or they might be implemented differently. We won't know until the game is released. So let's keep our expectations realistic as we move forward. But thank you to Eloise for sharing all of this, and let's dive into the Ranch of Rivershine. So, here's the basic story of the game. At the start of the game, you are a newcomer to the horse-rich town of Rivershine. The town is in a bit of a bad spot, and you're its last hope. Upon landing, you have your work cut out for you. You need to build up your ranch, train your horses, take part in competitions, and help the town in any way you can, and in turn, the town will help you. Although the setting does sound very familiar to us horse gamers, what makes it unique is its frontier setting, and the game promises us that we can explore the western wilderness on horseback. Yes, I know, there is another western horse game, but please don't compare this game to Red Dead Redemption 2. It doesn't have $540 million budget nor a team of 1,600 people. Okay? The whole vibe of the game is a rich reminder, for me personally, of Stardew Valley, with just a lot more horses. The game is made up of a town, your ranch, and then the trails you can explore. There is a big town where shops can be found, as well as an auction house, a veterinary clinic, a general store, and a few other buildings as well. The town will also have an arena where you will initially learn how to ride. Around the town there will be more areas like a workshop, a ranger post, a boutique, a vacation house, and just a lot more, but I don't want to spoil everything. There will be a few areas you can also ride through and train your horses in, including a forest, a mountain, an open field and a beach. So overall we have a decent amount of areas to ride in and explore. The part that really interests me though are the locals themselves. The town is filled up with different people who have different skills and abilities you can call upon during the game. Each of these locals can be befriended and aided, and so they can help you in turn. Whether this includes helping you to build your ranch, or perhaps clearing a path for a new trail, or healing your horse because you forgot to take care of them, they are an integral part to your progression in the game. Now, I don't think you're going to have relationships mechanics like in the Elder Scrolls series or even Stardew Valley, but you are going to be helping these people with small quests, and in turn they will help you. The creator says she wants to put a focus on having good stories with NPCs, and that's something I love and I'm absolutely looking forward to. Although don't expect any sort of romances. This is a horse game, not a dating simulator. Characters will include a tailor, a farmer, a saddler, a vet, a grocer, a journalist, a farrier, a forester, a trainer, and so forth. Each of these characters will be able to help you restore your ranch and, of course, help you save the town. It's all very intriguing, and I love how this whole section is being approached, and I'm curious to see how all of these elements will be working in tandem with the release of the game. Now let's get into the most important part of the game, the horses. There's a lot to cover here, so we're just gonna get into it. Horses will have 6 basic attributes you need to keep in mind: age, health, energy, hunger, care, trust. All of these have different effects on the horse. For example, care is how clean the horse is, hunger is how hungry the horse is, and both of these are directly connected to its health. Energy is for how long the horse can travel, but trust is my favorite. The more you ride a horse and the more you win competitions on it and the better you take care of the horse, the more its trust will go up and the horse will be more reactive to the player. It will actually follow you around in the paddock and will neigh when it sees you in the morning. My horse heart cannot stand this amount of happiness. Breeding is of course part of the game. There won't be different breeds per se, but there will be a ton of variation. Like 25 horse coats, 3 different eye colors, around 6 mane and tail colors you can breed. This does not include leg markings, face markings, and of course patterns, of which there are around 16. So yeah, you're probably gonna get a horse that makes you happy. Horses will also have skills like speed, endurance, flexibility, jumping, and potential. Although most of these are self-explanatory, potential is really the most important and interesting factor. The skill determines how high the other skills can be trained. It's essentially a pool point that can be drained and distributed between the other abilities. Also, the skills will actually deteriorate with age, which will in turn encourage you to get new horses for the competitions. From all that we've seen, a lot of love was put in this section, and there's a lot to look forward to, but it gets just that little bit better. Horses will also have personalities like swift, clever, courageous, elegant, mentor, bouncy, robust, agile, affectionate, and a lot more. Each of these will have different effects on the horse. Like affectionate means the horse will gain trust faster, agile will mean it can take those corners faster, and bouncy means, well, it has a good jump or bounce. Another factor I will briefly cover is the tack. Tack includes the bridle, the saddle, the numna, I called it numna, not saddle pad, go away, blanket, and horseshoes. All of these have different effects on the horses and will give them bonuses depending on the quality of tack. If you want an example of how this might work, think of Alicia Online, where the armor you're wearing gives the horse a boost in speed or magic. The care of the horse is simple enough, and really your box standard with a few elements thrown into the mix to keep it interesting. You need to feed it and groom it, and you need to muck out its stable. Different brushes like soft brush or hard brush will clean at different rates. Different feeds like hay, corn, oats, barley or wheat will have different effects. For example, like boosting the energy of the horse faster, or even boosting a specific skill, like say jumping for training. All of this sounds like a brilliant compilation of ideas for the horses in general, and I do hope that they all come to fruition. But now let's get into the actual gameplay itself, training and competitions. Training is done by riding through trails. You take the horse to one of the trails and ride it to boost your abilities as you see fit. Keeping a horse at a canter, for example, will mean speed is boosted, while doing some quick maneuvers will boost its flexibility, and jumping will obviously boost its jumping, and so on. Combining this with the feed options that boost certain abilities means you have some control and options with the training sections. Trails are unlocked as the game progresses, and each new trail will be in a new area, which ensures a variety of areas you can then ride through. And the trails instantly reminded me of my riding stables too, where you also unlocked areas to ride around in and unlocked more as you progressed. However, there is one key difference in Ranch of Rivershine. You can upgrade each trail to a higher level, meaning it will add a bit of variety to the trails, which means you can always ride your favorite trail as long as you've upgraded it. Now, competitions are going to be split up into 2 sections: regional and local. Local can be started at any time, while regional is locked to a calendar event. But of course, regional will give you more money, which is good because competitions are going to be your main source of income. There are 3 types of competitions: cross-country, show jumping, and gymkhana. Cross-country and show jumping are self-explanatory, but gymkhana is a little unique. It combines 3 different disciplines: barrel racing, pole bending, and keyhole racing. So a little variety in this section as well, and something else to do other than just the 3 main equestrian English disciplines we always get. In closing for the competitions and training, it's really simple, nothing too complex, but there is at the very least a decent variety. The other aspect of the game is farming in your ranch. You're going to be able to grow all of your horse's feed on the farm, and also some extras like apples, pears, and carrots. Although farming will bring in some money, this will not be your main source of income and will really only be there to feed your horses. What is also interesting is that you can grow and farm medicinal herbs like salves, tinctures, and herbal compresses for your horses. So farming is a part of the game you really can't neglect. You're going to start small and then slowly build up your ranch as you move forward. There won't be a lot of customization, I don't think, But maybe like Stardew Valley, you will be able to see your farm go from a small farm into a wonderful top-of-the-range ranch over time. Then we have the seasons. I love this part. The seasons will determine the state of your crops and the state of your trails. So lakes can freeze over, for example, and the trail will be adjusted according to these new obstacles. I love this feature, and it will mean that the trails will be kept fresh. The weather will also determine if your horses get sick in the field, so be sure to have a shelter ready for them when the winter hits, otherwise you're going to be calling the vet a lot. Finally, there will be a day and night cycle. The day is split up into minutes, with each minute equaling 1 hour, and you can keep working until 2 in the morning and get up at 8. Farm life, gotta love it. Now that we've looked at all of these features, I can say with certainty that Ranch of Rivershine is a game that I was kind of interested in, and now I'm really looking forward to it. Despite its sweeter style graphics, the game boasts an in-depth gameplay that is filled with variety. But there is actually a reason for this. Here's a quote from the developer. "My inspiration is in part from other horse games for sure, but I find that they always fall a bit short and the gameplay isn't the best. So I'm also inspired by Harvest Moon and Nintendo Dogs for the mechanics, since I think those games are a bit better designed." And that's where this design comes from a creator who understands that good games are made by making good games and not just making pretty games. But whatever might happen, Ranch of Rivershine has captured my interest, and I'm curious to see what happens when it finally launches.